Good morning, Vietnam. Happy Sunday. We've got D-Man, Matt Downer, Mr. Hemi. Man, that right there is the OG. Sigma Roden, Mile High Ronin. To see everybody here on a Sunday. I had a thought. I was trading messages with Mr. John, the legendary John Boston this morning, and I thought, you know what? He was talking about a couple of friends that he has, one in particular that is so delusional. Got with a gal that was 57, 58, left his wife for this mastodon, as Coach Greg Adams talked about. And I thought, you know, we have an issue on our end. Men have had a delusion that is nuts. And that delusion is fueling modern day thought 304 culture. Simple as that. Mile High Ronin in the house. Ronald McDonald, Thomas Newton, Old Man Odin, Lisa Smith, back, Kansas City. And that's the case. You think about it. The delusion of men that live in the fantasy fuels the continuation of 304 and thought culture. Men have fueled it. Men buy the subscriptions to Only Thoughts. Men send money. Men send emojis. Men continue the delusion. Starts with men. The female has their delusion. The male has their delusion. And it's as simple as that. A lot of guys say, oh, it's the woman's fault. It's this and that. We are part of that problem. We have fueled it. We have lost control of what truly a relationship is. And hey, Rad's guilty as well back in the day. However, we come with experience and we say, this is what we all need to do to improve ourselves, to realize that we have a purpose in life and that we don't need to put anybody on a pedestal. Anybody. Friends, women in particular, family members, bosses, you have it, you name it. Top floor, listening in Chicago. Definitely need a dose of the red pill. You know, you got to take your red pills daily. It's as simple as that. You've got to remember that you are the prize. And so it is so easy to fall back and think that, hey, this gal's different. You know, how many times have red pilled guys ran into a gal that is the unicorn or the 1 or 2%, only to find out a couple months later that it blows up in their face? But, you know, A for effort. It's as simple as that. A for effort. I don't fault guys for trying to make something work, but the reality is completely different. The reality of trying to make something work in today's world is extremely rare. Extremely rare. I'll say it again, extremely rare. Matt Downer, here's our reason to hate emojis. Can't stand them. Thomas Newton, Adam was the original simp. I'd have to agree with that. I'd have to agree with that statement. So simpology, or the simplification of society, started from the beginning of the creation of the world. So it's in our programming too. There's part of us, obviously we want to protect and provide. So there is part of us wanting to take care of our offspring, of the people that we love, to provide shelter, provide food, provide resources. And that's just our duty. That is who we are. That is how we are biologically programmed. But the wires have crossed, thinking that we need to do even more and provide for them emotionally and mentally. And I think that's where we get really sidetracked, when we believe that we have to emotionally and mentally provide for these gals as well. We're not emotionally responsible for women. Women are responsible for their own emotions. Men are responsible for their own emotions. And so, you know, the delusion of man thinking that he can change a woman or help a woman, or this woman can help him in the future, regardless of how she looks. Oh, this is going to work out. It continues to push the agenda, right? And Van H says, we men are looking to women with male eyes. That's the mistake. Well said, brother. Where are you from? Coffee Rock says, good evening, Rad. Me doing fine here in Italy. How are you doing, brother? Good. Thank you for being here, our Italian friend. We're doing well. It's got to be what, 8 or 9 o'clock over there. But all is well with you in the chat. Jerron from Brooklyn. So AOC vows to use only lowercase letters to fight capitalism. AOC delusion for 300 Trebek. Although she does have a nice physique, I will say that. But her brain is full of spaghetti. And it's, as Borat says, the woman have a small brain like squirrel. RP Anonymous, hello to you, brother. Coffee Rock, thank you for helping men. Well, we thank each other. We got great guys in this chat that have been there. We share our experience. I don't know what it's like to be a youngster between 18 and 30 dating in today's world. It's got to be a shit show. When I grew up, people could date. You could go out with women. You could have girlfriends. I had a friend that was uglier than sin. This guy was ugly. I mean, he got hit with the ugly stick not once, but 10 times, and still was able to get good-looking girls. And he wasn't that charismatic. He couldn't skateboard. He was a poser, if you know what a poser is. But, you know, he dressed all right. He always had a good-looking girlfriend. And he was uglier than sin. Now, it's a completely different world, 35, 40 years later, that, all women are princesses. All women are basically Kardashian wannabes. And what chance do you have when they have hundreds, if not thousands, of orbiters at any given time? I've seen it up front when I first moved out of the marital home. I've talked about this. Living in my apartment and seeing a very large woman, pretty face, again, very large. We're talking 3 bills, having guys, athletes. One guy was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks coming out of her apartment at wee hours in the morning. Every night. And so it didn't matter how big she was. White guys, Mexican guys, black guys, Dominican guys, you name it, were going in and out of that apartment. That is the world we live in today. Women have so much attention, and it's literally messing with their brain, and it's messing with the man brain. The man's like, I can't get her to go out with me. I can't get her to respond to me. What did I do wrong? She's ghosting me. And the delusion falls because you're chasing that woman. You're putting her on a pedestal. You've put her as the main purpose of your life. Everything with those 3 statements is wrong. That's why you suffer. PUAs create that dark agenda. We don't need that. The PUA world. I've watched several of the creators. I'm not going to name their names, but it's like, guys, they know exactly what they're doing today, women. They know exactly that there is a PUA movement on the male side, and they have their own movement, which is how to extract resources from guys and to think like they like you. I think as a man, the more you do stuff by yourself, the less you need women. Go hiking, learn new language, do MMA, and learn an instrument. You become more self-reliable. Well said, Patriots won. Men will completely scrap all of everything you said for the sole purpose of chasing that girl that smiled at him. And then they realize that girl that smiled at him has 100 guys that are seeking her, and she's, what have you. And then they lose months of their life mentally, physically, financially, only to end up with a bag of rocks. Remember that illusion equals delusion. 100%, Matt. What guy goes out with a girl thinking, man, I'm so aroused at this girl's mentality so much? No guy. Men are very simple. We like a good meal. We like a good body. We like a good throwdown. And it's simple as that. We don't care about your degree. We really don't care about your experiences in life. Very few of us really give a damn about that. We could care less about what company you work for. It's as simple as that. Men are very simple. We seek different traits, more physical than anything. I don't know if I could have survived being a young man in modern times today trying to date. It was hard enough back in the day, but then most guys still had a chance. Well said, unvaccinated, Gentile at MGTOW. You're 100% right. I never struggled. I wasn't 6 foot. I never struggled with having a girl. I always had very attractive girlfriends. Although in 9th grade, I remember I was going into 9th grade, and a girl was older than me, and her name was Cindy. Cindy Elliott was her name. And she was a little, she wasn't like a Kaylee flatback, but, she liked me and I liked her and we made out. That was it. But that was probably the only chick that I thought that I look back, it was just kind of one of those easy layups, as Greg Adams says. It's hard dating now, whether you have money, assets, because it was easy. Now it's all, yeah. I don't care how much money you have. That doesn't mean shit anymore. It doesn't in certain worlds if you're seeking arrangements, but in the end, they don't give they don't care. They want your money and we want something else. I want to go to Italy, says Be Free Asia, but not for Italian women. I want to go to Italy and ride a Vespa and eat bread and drink red wine. PUAs are just professional simps, says Jerron Markel. Well, again, what is a PUA doing? The PUA is trying to teach men how to put women center to their life and cut to the front of the line by using certain techniques and phrases. That's all they're doing. Is a PUA out there saying, work on your best purpose, go out and be the best version, start lifting weights, build yourself up? No, they're saying this is how you get a girl back to your house. Again, full on 100% purpose is a woman for PUAs. Well said, Jerron Markel. Mysterio from Winnipeg, do you swim a lot? I used to swim. It helped my back significantly back when I lived in Oregon. Good to see Mysterio. Winter is here. Just got our first snow here in Utah, up in the mountains, but a week before Halloween. John Boston, we're just talking about that. You sending me that picture of that gal with the delusion of your friend who's worth $500,000 a year and gets with a totally unattractive mastodon and thinks this gal is going to go the distance. But yeah, John Boston's got some good experience with guys in his age group and in the 50s that are still delusional. In the 80s, guys used to say all women are the same. When the lights are off, men just want peace, leave 304 or not. I can't disagree with that statement. RP anomaly, hoflation, took myself out of the market. You're keeping your 304s in your pocket. Women in Italy are just like American women, but not half as bad. One of my female friends who is 71 said she is shut down sexually now. Hope her male partner who is 75 is okay with their 18. Yeah. They can just turn it off when they want, right, Mysterio? And females with long hair, not a fro or buzz cuts. The reason she put her hair like that is to be equal to you. I don't know why they want to be equal. We love them for not being equal. We don't want them to be equal. We want them to be women, feminine women. It's not just dating that's bad. Prices for rent, cost of food, gas, and everything is getting more expensive. Yeah. How about dating in the next 5 years? It'll be like $400 for a date. Rad, as you can see in the pics I sent you, even docs are simps, and these women are all divorced single moms with huge dogs. Guys, men have contributed to the delusion. Let's just say that. Especially in the last 15 years. Swick 555, being well off financially makes you a divorce target. Well said, brother. Where are you from? I can agree with that statement 100%. I'd like to go to Japan, not for women, but for meditation. I want to go to Japan and go stay in one of those capsule hotels where the room is like 3 feet by 6 feet and 2 feet tall. I think that would be fun. And then play some pachinko and have some wonderful sushi and watch all of the drunk Japanese guys. Ha ha ha, kamera, Sony, kamera. Now I think Japan's would be fun. Women are divorcing high-value men as well, says Pablo. No men is safe these days. They will drag to the family court and have no mercy. Stay safe, stay single. Guys, you don't want to be in the family court. Ask myself, ask John Boston, ask Hemi, D-Man, T-Tox, all these guys. We're telling you, it's not worth it. When the lights are out, it's all the same. One woman that I was with needed a bag over her head, and I needed a bag over my head. We call that in our world butterface. That girl, Pearly, thinks is now the new grifter. Nothing different about. I don't know much about her. I think, wasn't she on Donovan Sharp's channel, Jerron? Is she like kind of a red pill ally? Men and women can have weight control with fasting, basic workouts with weights. Walking, it's not hard. No reason to be heavy today at all. It's a choice, right, Mysterio? I'm drinking some kombucha today. Not too shabby. It's helping my gut. So, best friend says we need women to literally continue our species. What is your message here? Just curious. I would agree with that statement. My message is be very careful of who you attach your wagons to. Rad believes 98% of women are not recommended. 1 to 2% are. And you must vet the 1 to 2%. And Rad believes in no marriage, no cohabitation, no kids. If you don't trust me, do it and then go to court, then return and report. Playing this on a treadmill in downtown LA. Says Ishi. Thanks for the words. Carnal. You going into work today, Ishi? 2 weeks ago, I've done red wine, but only 80 liters. Red wine with the resveratrol for 300 Trebek. If you are white, you can go to Asia and date easily, but they will look mostly. Well, that's the thing. You know, Patriots One, you can go, but what are they? Think about the women that are looking for white guys. They're looking for white guys. Are they attracted? Probably, because they're around more of their culture. So I think they like the diversity, just like men like beautiful Hawaiian women or beautiful women from the tropics, what have you, Brazilian here in the States. But they're also seeking cash and resources. This weekend is the 53rd anniversary of Led Zeppelin 2. One of my faves, Mysterio, one of my faves. Biden inflation has caused cuffing season to happen even in the warm months. Biden inflation has made hot girl summer extinct. Your rent is doom. Classic soundbite from Greg Adams. The Monks songs, nice leg, shame about the face. These females YouTube red pill content create their own content from us to make money from us. Men have to understand women. Women don't have to understand us. Well, because men are stupid in the end. Men love to have attention from women, regardless if it's negative or positive or completely clandestine attention, that they're only seeking one thing. But men don't get it. Oh my gosh, she said hi. She sent me emoji. She's in love with me. That's delusion. That's what I'm talking, male delusion. What's a man going to do? He's going to reciprocate with emojis. He's going to put the full court press on. He's going to future plan from that one simple text message. Good morning. He's going to future plan with her. He's going to get in the delusional pool and he's going to swim in the deep end. And eventually he's going to go to Davy Jones' locker. That's what's going to happen mentally and physically and emotionally. Well said, Jerron. She was on Donovan Sharp. She was also on Fresh and Fit. I don't watch any of those channels just because, number one, none of them have been through family courts. Donovan Sharp has never been married. I think he was married. Never had kids. Had no money when he got divorced. Doesn't know what it's like to go through a lengthy divorce. Has never had kids. Never had to deal with that I know of. Never had to go through custody, child, all that crap. Fresh and Fit, they're too young. They have no idea. I mean, when they're in the early 30s or late 20s, that's completely not my wheelhouse. Now, there's a lot of guys that they appeal to. I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't have any. I have zero connection or experience with what they're living in. I'll never be in the family court system, but only through Rad did I realize that it was that bad. It's horrible, Mysterio. And I can't imagine Canada. It's got to be worse in Canada. Your advice raising a young daughter not to be like her mother. Sublimated vibrations, I would say take the good parts of the mother, but it's going to be hard raising a daughter when she gets in her early teens. She's going to swing to her mother. You have to be a man. I've experienced that. If you need help, send me an email. Women shouldn't need to spread the seed and then win their victory for greed. Well said, Matt. Timmy Kramer coming back from Scottsdale now. Holy shit, the women are batshit crazy out there. Timmy Kramer for 300 Trebek. Golfing in. Where is he golfing? Golfing in Scottsdale. Who resonates more with you for rock, Van Halen or Zeppelin? I love Van Halen. I love Led Zeppelin, but I think Led Zeppelin. But I heard Van Halen before Led Zeppelin. Jump, 84, right? Chris Mitchell, the Emperor is back. Good to see Chris. Check out his channel. Redneck Red Pill. Good to see you, brother. Trump 2024. Apparently last night he said he's going to have to get back in the game. Chris Mitchell in the house. The Emperor of Pizza Making. An incoming Scotty Side. Is he go? I think he's going live, right? I just want to jump on for a quick minute. If most men have choice of 304 or no peace league, many will just go with the 304. Yeah. People ask me all the time, hey, Rad, should I just go to an escort service or just go down to Mustang Ranch? Why not? You know exactly what you're getting. She knows exactly what she's getting. She wants you to be a repeat customer, so she's going to put a great product out for you. It's all about security commitment here in the States. Females think they are entitled to be a man's money, to a man's money. Females outside the States want to prove to a man that they're entitled to his money. Yeah. Yeah. How about that? What's up, Rad? Travis from Shine Customs and I are hanging out doing some guitar jamming. Send me a clip. I want to hear it. rebelagainstdefeat@gmail.com. Good for you guys. Rip it up. Fresh and fit. Watch for a couple months. Not my cup of tea. Grifters, in my opinion, even though they speak the truth about female nature, says Carl. Carl from the East Coast. He's got a cup of whiskey in his hand. You're absolutely right, Carl. Though the red pill is popular, the male sex drive will always cause them to reproduce with women, and many will regret it afterwards as far as women is concerned. Alan from Orlando. Well said, brother. We all have the desire of women. I don't care if you're a monk or not. All of us have in our biology the desire. However, many of us choose not to. Choose not to. The child should be with the mother during the nurturing stage. Correct. After that, the child should be with the father until they're 18. I got a buddy that raised 50-50 two of his daughters. They're extremely well raised. Both went to very good schools. They had the influence of a father, and I think one's 22, one's 18. So it can be done, but it's very difficult. Scotty Side's in the house. He's going live in a few minutes, half hour. Check his channel out. Mr. Scotty from Beaverton, Oregon. He's having a Beaverton subs right now. It's bad everywhere with the so-called family courts, but Canada has worse for parental custody, time for men. Yeah, the Christian, though. The Emperor Christian, though, all about that. Rad, because you strengthened your red pill awareness at 43, I had more wisdom than most content creators, and you had to be that age. No way it would have been earlier than that. I agree. I had to go through it, guys. I went through it. Dax in the house. Check out Dax's channel as well. Dax got some good stuff, although shadow banned, I've noticed, just like me. Like in 4 weeks, I got 8 subscribers. It's ridiculous, but who cares? I'm about to turn 31 in November, never been married, no kids. Good for you. Keep it that way. I know I got kids, but it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. If you have to spend money to keep her around, I'd say the relationship is over. Females don't respect someone who spends money on them. Contrary to most people, the females love to be told no. All the girls I've been around just see me as an entertainment factor. I've seen it. As soon as someone better shows up, they just ignore my existence, and it breaks my heart. Best friend. Well, now you're noticing female nature. She's not yours. It's just your turn. If there's a bigger, better option, they leave. It doesn't matter if she's married, been in a long-term relationship. It's your fiance. She'll leave. That's called monkey branching. And that's what we're trying to help guys understand. We're not trying to say that they're bad. This is female nature. Understand it. Once you understand it, life becomes clear. You know that you're not going to invest all of your mental, emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual energy into somebody that can change their mind 100 times in a minute. Surf Shack back. I can't believe that people fall so prey easily to smartphones and social media. Like, what happened? What happened? Delusion. All right. Rolly back. Good to have you. I haven't seen you for a while, brother. Hope all is well. Rad will outlast a lot of content because his views are realistic. Yeah, I hope so, Mysterio. I think my 2 boys understand it, but again, you can't really force them to believe a certain way. I just ask them questions. How come that girl you went to the dance with is texting you when she's got a boyfriend? I'll wake them up in my own way. Shout out to D-Man putting on Scotty's channel, check him out. Get it to his live stream here in 20 minutes. Children are better with the dad than the mom. Single mothers increase the crime rates. Single mothers are not good for families. It's as simple as that. A good family needs a father and a mother in the same house. You can't really raise kids 50-50. That's bullshit. Redneck smart man got married at 38 to a 30-year-old woman, wanted kids, mother died just prior. Never underestimate male mother need, but never let it guide you. Carl, laying it down to Chinatown. Good for you. Check out Dak's channel. Thank you, D-Man. If the content or statement wasn't true, why is it getting shadow banned or censored? People don't like guys talking about being better. It's as simple as that. I had to think about it. The majority of society does not like to see a man improve. They want to see a man knocked down, dragged to the courts, labeled controlling, labeled abusive, labeled angry, and then labeled a goofball, a buffoon, like Homer Simpson, like the guy from Family Guy. Society does not want men to succeed. It's as simple as that. That's why they shadow ban people like us. One little word will shadow ban you. Sorry, I ain't been on a while. I went on a vacation in Lancaster, PA, and took a little break. Lancaster, Pennsylvania for 300. Good for you. Take those breaks. They are perfect for a reset. If she has pictures in her Instagram in foreign countries, she's a 304. The passport bros, absolutely. The only tricky part with women is if you have kids and the relationship goes sideways, your life stretches in a way that is incongruent. Guys, it is so difficult, and I've been doing this for 7 years, back and forth kids. Luckily, I only have 7 months left, 7 months till my son graduates and he's no longer a minor. But it is not easy. Raising that child 50-50, they get two different parents. They say, the courts say, be 90% on the same page as your ex or the mother of your kids or the father. Bullshit. You think they follow that? Yes, SCE back. You know that Hamster and Scotty are both streaming right now, don't you? I thought it was later. Doggone it. I'm only doing this for another few minutes. Rad, please always hold the flag up when it comes to this message. Don't go the Rolo route. Don't get in these mixes, all that CGA Rolo. I would agree. I'm not interested in any of that. I don't monetize my channel. I don't ask for anything. I think the difference between creators like myself and the creators that constantly sell and seek all sorts of money donations, just not my style. My whole, and I appreciate that, Ishi, my whole gist or shtick is to just share my experience of warning. Hey, proceed with caution. Beware of this if you marry. Beware of this if you have kids. Beware of the courts. Beware of what truly women are seeking, the 98% in 2022. Agreed, 50-50 childcare is a failed idea. I lost my kids when I got divorced just by the two set of rule issue. Doesn't work. It doesn't. Griffin from the Family Guy, what a buffoon, says Lisa. He's a goofball. What kind of sports car is that? That's not a sports car. Why is America in the media referred as her in pronouns? Good question. I don't know. Why do we name boats women? Right? She's a vessel. Anyone here see that they want to make these male babysitters to pay child support any way possible to bleed a man's wallet? Correct. Bickering and doing the back and forth in public is a female tendency. It is. Don't argue with the woman. Don't try to change their mind. You can't convince a woman to do anything. Rad, wait, you're not on the hook until she's 23? No. 18. 18 in the state of Utah. I think the East Coast and some liberal states are 23. Barely Good Tennis. Wes is back. Check out his channel. Link to his channel as well. Stopping to say hi, off to play a match. Good for you, brother. Wes is a tennis coach and put some good little tidbits out that men should watch. What is the significance of the Statue of Liberty, and why did France make it a woman? It's probably a male sculptor that made it. I don't know. Maybe he was in. Good question. Why are a lot of things women oriented? Jim King finally caught the live, but just the tail end. Keep up the good work, Rad. You're helping more people than you know. Good to have you, Jim. Appreciate the shout out. We share with each other how to stay out of booby traps and quicksand. And female nature is a quick walk to deep quicksand. If you do not know what you're doing, you cannot get out of sinking quicksand. This is why we do this channel. The more you stay away from the social media matrix, the longer you'll live. Well said, Surf Shack. Star Trek and Star Wars, the Falcon Enterprise are referred to as a her. Ooh, I did not know that. Probably that Hollywood agenda. Interesting. Yeah, here's a link to Barely Good Tennis. Go out and link to his channel. Good stuff. 12 years old in state of Biden. Interesting. Interesting. Christus Delos says, in the end, you want her body, she wants your resources and your swimmers. I would agree with that statement. Gone are the days when women truly understand. I don't even think women back 150 years ago. I mean, female nature is female nature from the days of Eve. Male nature is male nature from the days of Adam. You know, the cyclical eras. I mean, if you really want to study society, just go look what happened in Rome. Simple as that. That's what's happening to the West. That's what's going to happen to Europe eventually. All of these little islands and areas where female nature doesn't exist. Female nature exists everywhere. So does male nature. So does simping. So does the delusion of men who think that the more that they give to a woman, the more they'll get. That is the absolute wrong thinking. The less you give, the more you get. It's really that simple. Guys are like, but I sent her all these messages. She ghosted me. You should have sent her no message. If you understand psychology and biology, but men will continue to push the delusion and simp and simp and simp and simp. The emoji was the worst damn thing ever invented. Every young man, except the poop emoji, every man in America must read the dating Bible, The Predatory Female, as soon as possible. And I got a link to that. One of my videos has a link to that. You can read it for free on a PDF. Well said, Timmy Kramer. That was written in 1985, I think, by Reverend Lawrence Shannon. Lawrence Shannon, The Predatory Female. That was written 40 years ago. And it's so true today. Guy was like a beacon of future telling. When did public washrooms get separated by gender? Was it like 200 years ago? Good question. I'd say probably when school became a big issue, like Little House on the Prairie school. But maybe they just had one bathroom, an outhouse. Statue of Liberty, prime example of putting women on a pedestal. It's literally old man Odin on a pedestal. Well said. Well said. That's great to think of that. Ships and cars are always referred to as women as they are temperamental and will leave you stranded sooner or later. Mr. Hemi laying it down to Chinatown. That definitely makes sense. Did you know that a thrown away condom in a female's trash basket is considered a gift in the family court? Yeah. If I could give anybody advice, stay the F out of family court. The way you stay out of family court is you don't get married or have kids. And you don't live with a woman. And you protect your seed. Did you know that, Matt Downer says, you can't trust a modern woman even with benefits and inhibitions. No, you can't. 98% are not recommended. Trust is a big thing for Rad. Was Lawrence Shannon a priest? I don't know if he was a priest. There's speculation, Mysterio, that it's a pen name. But who knows? It's a great book regardless. You can read it in an hour. Well said, Jerron Markel. We are The catch, we can survive even if there are no women. We can build anything. We can. Men's Daily Advice back in the channel. Check out his channel as well. He gives some good advice to men as well. Good to have you, brother. Evel Knievel must have been good at math to calculate all of his jumps, right? Or he was just one crazy SOB. Remember when he tried to jump the Grand Canyon and he crashed? The guy had 9 lives, I tell you. Lawrence Shannon was an airline pilot. Yeah, he would know, right, Timmy? He would know. I think money and status are overrated. In the West, women have enough money for basic needs, so they only go for guys that have good looks. Now women are becoming more physically oriented. Again, same thing that happened to Rome. They looked at the physical. Shout out to Men's Daily Advice for D-Man putting that link up. Manish Roy is back from Mumbai, India. I surf, fish, jet ski, motorcycle, play tennis, and b-ball. I like women, but at age 55, I don't lust for them anymore. I don't play that game. It's a waste of time. You sound like Timmy Kramer. He's enjoying life in the 50s. I just turned 50, and I am excited for the next 50 years of my life. I say probably around 80, 82. Once I start breaking down, as we all do, I'm getting in a canoe, and I'm going to paddle from Mexico to Hawaii. If I make it, I win. If I don't, I still win. You do not want to go in a nursing home. My father-in-law, well, he's always been, because he was never my ex-father-in-law because he died before the divorce. Horrible experience being in one of those nursing homes. Ugh. Our new prime minister in Italy is female. I hope we can survive. I just noticed that. She's a youngster, right? 40, early 40s? I'm going to cut it down, guys. Remember, don't let male delusion derail your life. You are the prize. You are the pedestal. Make it happen. Never put anybody central, especially a woman. Understand female nature. Stay out of courts. Stay out of marriage. Stay out of cohabitation. No kids. And you move the needle. You decide what you want. You are the pilot of your plane. You fly it the way you want to. You invite who you want on that plane, where you go, when you go, how long you go, and why you go. It's as simple as that. Brad, hopefully you'll be kicking and taking names for a long time. We'll see what happens, Lisa. What island are you paddling to? That's cool, Brad. That's my desire right now. I'm going to put a canoe full of a bunch of beer and beef jerky and cheese and fruits and just paddle all the way. And if I make it, I win. You guys have been great. Remember, rebel against defeat. Get out there and make something of your life today. Happy Sunday. We'll see you on the next live.